call this meeting to order. We have no announcements from the closed session. We will start with our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call. We are missing Guy Garcia and Andrew Bloom. So everyone else is here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, correction, there was no closed session, so there is no announcements from closed session.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we
maybe
had
I
no
missed
closed
something.
session tonight.
Okay.
Where were you?
Yeah, really?
It's just us.
It was great.
Okay.
Okay, notice to the public. Any member of the public wishing to discuss or wishing to address the governing board on a topic within the subject jurisdiction of the district, but not on the agenda, may do so during the public comment period identified on this agenda. By law, subjects not on the agenda cannot be acted upon by the board except to briefly respond, clarify, or refer to staff for review and presentation at a future meeting. The board president will recognize you for public comment on matters on the agenda at the appropriate time. And we have no correspondence, nothing on our consent agenda. Any public comment? Come on.
I'm Sue Avery. I own Economy Driving School,
Awesome.
and I've been here forever. How's that? But anyway, all I'm requesting is that I'm going to close the business the 31st of August of this coming year, well, this year now, because I'm going to completely retire. I've run it on my own for 4.5 years, and I've decided that it's time to, I retired from teaching, now it's time to retire from this. So all I want to do is just keep my business in the same spot and not have to go, because there is a lot of paperwork that's involved. I can't just move it anywhere. I have to go through inspections, I have to be approved, I have to be issued new licenses by DMV and all that. So that's all I want, is to just keep it there, and then my license expires the 31st of August. So, I think I'm about ready. How's
Ready
that?
to retire? All right.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we have no guests and presentations. Director's report.
Well, as far as holiday events, we finished up the Food for Fines program. We donated 171 pounds of food to Solano County Food Bank. And we closed early for the Christmas tree lighting. Our children's librarian had 3 story times. We set up a booth outside. We had 16, 22, and 25 people attend the 3 story times. That's it for the library activities.
Okay.
The Wilden Report was adopted by the Solano County Board of Supervisors on December the 8th. It goes into effect February the 8th with the new collection rates.
Okay. All right, any questions?
Just with respect to the Wilden Report, just to remind everyone that should there come a time in the future when we approve some sort of renovation project for the Miller Building, at that time we will want to submit a new impact fees report and essentially ask for a revision so that we can fund whatever project the Miller Building might involve, until that we don't otherwise have cash in the budget for. Until that time, obviously it was appropriate that we do this and revise it, but my understanding according to the consultant was we could revise the impact fee report at any time at all in the future and resubmit to the county. So just to have that as a reminder.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, old business.
Okay, I would like to ask the board to consider revising our vacation leave policy under section 3020.2.1. We talked a little bit about this the last meeting. As stated now, it says, if a new employee has at least 15 continuous years of service in the same or similar job position with a different library, the library director may advance the employee to the starting point of B above, which would be a higher rate of vacation accrual, subject to approval by the Board of Trustees. And I would like to amend this where it would say, in the same or similar position with a different library or libraries. So a person that had more than one job in 15 years would not be adversely affected by having.
Can you remind me who this impacts?
This would impact our children's
Children's
librarian.
services? Okay, just him alone?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Because he had 15 years between two different libraries that he'd worked at, 14 and a half at one. And
Yeah, that's
one.
right. Now I remember. Okay.
I appreciate you changing the policy for us and have us consider this rather than asking for an exemption for a particular employee. I think this is cleaner this way.
Yeah, I agree.
Normally, we take 2 meetings to approve policy changes. I'll move, I mean, this is information action discussion, but for purposes of this meeting, I'll move that we approve the policy, and then we can air it again at a second meeting and make it effective if it ultimately gets approved. You want to do it that way?
It's fine with me.
Yep, I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Do we have any comments, public comments? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, John wanted me to put this on the agenda to discuss the 2016 library board meeting dates.
All right. Yeah, I was told by our school board side that we might have a conflict at least on one of them, and so to double check 2 calendars just to make sure that that the meetings don't have a conflict.
Okay.
Did anybody double check? No, not yet.
No, I didn't
Okay.
check.
So we should maybe not approve it until we check.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we have the list.
Yeah, we can check.
All right.
All right.
So Joe, do you have a calendar?
Not with me, but I'm okay with the dates.
Okay.
As long as they don't conflict with our school board
Yeah.
meetings. Yeah.
All right.
We'll check
All right,
that.
we're going to go ahead and table that to the next meeting, and then we'll approve it as
Okay,
maybe a more complete board then.
the next one was about the economy driving school contract. After discussing it with Joe, he thinks that we should postpone this until the next meeting.
I've asked that this be tabled and that she just continue month to month unless and until something comes up otherwise.
Do we need to take any action to keep it month to month?
No, the contract, the lease itself provides that it's for a term of a year and continues month to month until terminated by 30 days' notice by one of the parties. The concern that I had is that Greg Atkins, when he signed this lease, signed it despite instructions not to pay any further vendors or sign any further contracts because he was on the way out. And he signed it anyway about, I think it was a week or 2 weeks before he left the district. And I just don't know 100% for sure whether the district has the ability to commercially lease library property. At this point in time, it's just probably more prudent. The lease can continue month to month until we find out otherwise if there's a problem. You've already satisfied all the concerns with respect to insurance, and you've satisfied the concerns with respect to the code enforcement people and the condition of the property with that inspection. So there shouldn't be any reason that we can't continue the driving school till August under the existing month-to-month lease, provided no one otherwise objects that we're leasing district property to a commercial enterprise. Okay, that's why, and I don't think it's appropriate for us to sign a new lease at this point. For one thing, the new lease provides for, I mean, you did say month to month, but you are renewing certain terms that I have a concern or a problem with anyway. Let's just continue month to month over the existing lease and then see what, see if things develop differently, okay? At this point, I don't see any reason why her business can't continue there except for the fact that the original lease may have been in conflict with our authority to lease commercial property. Just like on the school side, if you lease commercial property, you're supposed to advertise it out to the public as a whole, and I mean, there's a process that you go through when you do that.
Okay, so
There was no process that occurred with this.
Sure.
It was just a straight contract execution without any opportunity, I don't think, for any of the public through any sort of public meeting for it to be offered to anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't think it was ever offered, not that anybody would take it, but the point is you have to go through the motions.
Yeah.
And-
So what you're saying is you want to see it as a continuous month-to-month like it is, with a possible end date in August, end of August, unless somebody comes forward with a complaint that we did not open it up to the public?
Yeah, unless there's some review issue that comes up that we somehow violated process in signing this contract.
Okay.
But I don't think we're in a position to sign a new agreement, nor should we. The existing agreement provides that it can continue month to month, and we just have the opportunity then to basically determine if we've done something, not us,
Okay.
but the prior,
Sure.
director did something that was ultra vires, that wasn't appropriate, okay? I just don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
But the,
But for the time being, since we're gonna presume that the contract is the contract and she continues month to month.
yeah, and the inspection we got back says it's pretty much okay to be used.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
didn't
not-
find any safety.
No health and safety issues with it?
No issues.
Okay.
I think,
And that's what we were originally concerned about, was
Okay.
some health and safety issues.
ma'am, can you come to the microphone for 1 minute? I just wanted to ask you a question or two. I wanted to let, or make you aware that at this point, the district hasn't made any firm plans with respect to the Miller Building where your business is, and that, as a consequence, we would not be making any repairs or improvements likely before August, when you intend to vacate the property. So you're aware of that, you understand that we would not be necessarily making any building changes or improvements at this time.
I do understand. I just want to make sure is like, when I had talked to Steve before, because the inspectors do come through on me, and I have to make sure that it's safe, like the light fixtures that had water and those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, and see, that's our concern too, is that.
I mean, I don't think there's any, I think it's all been fixed, but those were concerns because,
roof was just redone recently.
yeah,
Okay,
because there was a possibility. I mean, when one switch was not working in the hallway, they were going to shut me down, but then that was fixed right away. So
okay,
that's the only
we
thing.
want to make sure that that your customers are basically confined to your school leased premises and
Oh,
aren't
yeah,
going
they
to
are.
any other parts of the building. And I'm not even sure that they should be permitted to use the bathroom back in the corner, because that's also an area that has code issues right now, or code concerns. So have they been using the restrooms back in that bathroom?
Yeah, and then sometimes they go over to the library. I don't know if that's okay or not. They just walk over there and use it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we had a time that remember when there was a problem that it was all shut down and we sent them down the street to Bud's to.
Yeah, I think for safety, they should not be going back in that corner.
Okay, so should I just send them over there?
Just send them to the library or, across the street to something else that's open, but they should just be staying in the immediate leased premises of the driving school.
That's fine. I'll tell my instructors.
All right.
And that really works well for me too. We start early in the morning. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning. So there's that little time gap before the library doesn't open till 11, But if they have to go, I'll just, tell them that they can, they were, the one time it happened, I mean, they didn't mind walking down the street and going.
Just send them over to Joe's house.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just leave my back door open.
It's a little ways to my house, but, no, that's my only concern, but, well, the way it's fixed now, we can't get into either side. We can't get in the other side, and they can't get into my side with the locks between the two sides. That was a problem at one time because people were coming through, I wasn't going to their side, but they were coming to mine. So we're each confined to our own areas.
Okay.
But I will tell, in fact, I have a traffic skull coming in on Saturday morning, and I'll just tell them that they'll need to go over to the library.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll tell you that since I am going to be closing in August, we're going to be putting a letter out in about March. And so I'm going to be discontinuing, even though I have to have an office, I'll be discontinuing the classroom because the kids won't have a long enough time to finish the whole course. So I'm figuring about March, but traffic school will go to the end.
Okay,
We seem to always need traffic school.
Yeah.
okay,
You've
thank
already
you.
been-
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. So moving on?
Right, so we'll just leave it as is.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so D.
the response of the architect to the board proposal of 11/12/15. We had talked about him maybe just doing the as-built and then have the public come and make comments about the plans. His response is, the as-built will not indicate any new or proposed work, only as the building exists. What you need is a conceptual space plan. And then he goes on to say, the structural engineer should review the building first, I would think. He may have a different opinion as to the condition/integrity of the building than the building inspector did.
Okay. He's telling us we're wasting our money getting an as-built.
Yeah, that
Okay.
doesn't really give us what we want.
All right. What's his estimate for the conceptual plan?
I don't have that with me, but I think that was 20,000 on the original.
So double? Because weren't we at about 10 for the as-built?
Yeah.
And then he wants the engineering report first, is that what he wants?
Yeah, he wants the structural engineer to come in and make sure that it's safe, earthquake safe and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it needs earthquake work, but, okay. Well, this is an action item. Are you asking us to approve additional money for a conceptual design plan instead of an as-built plan?
No, because the original amount approved was 55,000. I guess I'm just asking.
That was for everything, though. That was for the final drawings and
Yeah,
everything.
that was for the whole thing, which included the structural engineer. So I was just
Okay,
going to ask for guidance as to whether the next step should be to have the structural engineer come in
got it.
and do his thing, his or her thing.
Do we don't have an estimate on the structural engineer, though, do we?
No, but that was included in the whole bulk estimate of 55,000.
Well, he's the guy that would know, so I would assume that is correct then, that we should, instead of doing an as-built, we should do a conceptual plan, a set of drawings, conceptual plan. So it does make sense then to do the structural engineer first, and then present that report to, you know, your design drawer here, and then also present it to the board too,
Right.
so we know. Okay.
Okay.
All right, got your direction?
Yeah, I think so.
You okay with that, Captain?
I'm good with that, John.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. New business, pay schedule.
Yeah, the state passed a law that starting January 1st, the minimum wage is now $10. The only people affected at the library were the library pages. This has what the pay rate was for the pages, and it also gives a new proposed hourly rate. I took the difference between $9.57 and $10, and it amounts to almost 4.5% a raise for people. This other chart here shows how it affects the cost. To give people the 3 pages, the 4.49% raise would be $1,043 over the next 6 months. So I guess I'm just asking the board to approve a 4.5% raise for the library pages, spurred by the new minimum wage.
Yeah, well, we really have no choice with that $9.57 up to $10.
Yeah, no one is at that first level. There is a person that we have interviewed and may hire for that position. He would be the person that would be first affected by that.
Mhm.
This would give everyone a small raise based on that amount that the state had raised things.
Okay,
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
all right. Any public comment on this? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Next one is just the approval of the minutes from the last meeting in November.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next thing is a new agreement with our attorney firm. Basically, they've just raised the prices and set out a new contract, but it's basically the same sort of contract that we had with them before.
They raised the prices? Because I thought the partners were $240 anyway. They did go up?
Some of the other ones went up.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we saw this before on the school board side. Maybe not. I'll move approval.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Oh, do we have, I'm sorry, do we have any public comment? All in favor? Aye.
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 $2.40 an hour.
You're in the wrong business.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's low.
Is it?
The
Public
paralegal rates are high, but the lawyer rates are very low.
All right, so election of new library board officers. I want to make a motion that Catlin is board president.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any complaints? Comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
So, question is, which one he wants to be? Clerk is probably more work
Why don't we move Guy for vice
for
president?
BP, and then you can be clerk.
That's fine with
But you
me.
have to sign, it's to be around more.
I'll move Guy for vice president.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And then I'll take the clerk position.
All right, I'll move John for clerk.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
That was easy.
all right. Any comments? Any upcoming events, Joe?
Not on the library side, no.
All right. All right, meeting adjourned.
The key.
Keys over there.
Want to go over there and hit the key?